Hey there everyone, welcome back to GameVine, and my name is Dave, and today we're going to continue the week of Everdell, and we're going to dive deep into the expansion of Pearlbrook, the Collector's Edition. Let's check it out. As always, disclaimer, this is a review copy. Thank you Starling Games for your support. You help the channel grow. Now, I would never be caught dead diving deep in the open waters because my biggest fear is the open water. You don't know what's down there. But in Pearlbrook, the Collector's Edition for Everdell, I can live vicariously and dive deep with my ambassador to live that life, because the lore in this game, of course, is dripping off, no pun intended, off this game, and of course the theme is very heavy. So this is a collector's edition. This is the second expansion that we're looking at. Now we'll see if this is going to be, in my opinion, a better expansion than the Belfair that we looked at. But this does have a lot more in it, I can say that. So let's check out what's in this box, and I'll tell you what's different and what this game brings to the table, and give you my opinion and give this game a grade overall. Let's go. Look at all these little bits. Okay, so let's start off with the magnum opus of every piece in the game thus far, in my opinion, the pearls. They are so smart to make them flat at the very bottom so you can place them on the board very nicely. They still can go all over the place, but they are heavy, they're nice, they're pearlescent, and my favorite piece so far. So you get access to a lot more critters, so it doesn't like add more player counts or anything like that, though you can, but you get access to more critters. And my favorite, and I think my daughter's favorite, are going to be these little guys. I can't remember what they're called, but he's that kind of lizard looking thing, and he's so cute even in meeple form. So the next thing we have are the wonders, and it didn't take too much to build these. Just be gentle with the cardboard and they go together quite well. And then we have these little thin coveralls, is what I call them, that you're going to be placing for the wonders, and they're relatively thin cardboard, but they're thick enough because you don't want to impede the board too much, because this expansion seamlessly fits in with the base game, and it's because of these two things. But be careful with them because they can bend. You also get these little ambassadors, bigger frog pieces for every critter color, so you'll have those as well. And that's pretty much those. And then you have cards. They're fun side cards. You have adornments. These are going to be coming into play. I'll let you know a little later, but these are very powerful cards. You get more forest cards and stuff like that, and event cards. So really good art as always. Linen finish. I'm not a big fan of fun size cards, but if you're going to do it right. And then they come with more character cards. That's pretty cool. My favorite ones are the fairy ferret and the pirate platypus. Those are so cool. And then they have special cards that have these backs, and we'll get into those. They are different types, two different types, and the colors are slightly vary. I don't know if you can tell there, but they are different. Yeah, there we go. They are different. It doesn't matter too much, but you'll see why I even mention that later in the video. And then we have the actual part of the board that fits right into the baseboard. Really thick cardboard, and we have this little score pad. It wasn't necessary, but they did it right, which is fantastic. Pretty cool. And of course we have a little bit more cardboard. I'll get into what those are. I do want to point out, I was like, what's up with this insert? Why are my pieces falling through these holes? Why would they do that? And I was like, wait a minute. Right. So now I can keep these pieces together, and I don't have to take them apart, and keep them in the insert like this. They've thought of everything. Okay, so now that you've seen everything, well, be gentle, Dave, be gentle. So, geez. Now that you've seen everything, let's go into how this game changes the base game, and I'll tell you how it plays, and then my thoughts. But let's go to that first. So before I start anything, they added this little cool thing here. Everyone can get this here, and you can put this on your cards if you have one of those spots where everyone can join, just so people can have a nice visual without having to, stretch and look around. They can see if it's open or if it's closed. Nice addition, pretty cool. Won't be a tutorial of Everdell. If you want to learn that, you can go back to the video where I explain it. I'm just going to be telling you what is new and how it works. So with that being said, you're going to be playing the game just as usual with a few added additions. You're going to be giving out a hand of cards to the person accordingly to the number of players, and you're going to be giving everybody 2 atonement cards. These are pretty cool, and we'll get back to these in a little bit. In addition to atonement cards, new cards come in the form of creature cards and establishments that can be in the metal or in your hand that you mix in. Of course, events that you can also have in the mix as well, and a few forest cards that you can mix. But I have a lot of, well, I have everything from Pearlbrook right here, so you can have it as a display. And as you can see, I covered up this special event counters here, because instead of those, you're going to be playing with these wonders, and they're worth a lot more points, but they take a lot more work to get. And as you can see, it hurts my heart not to have the tree, but this game is huge and it's hard to get on the camera. But I have everything up here, and then you just add the sideboard to the main board, and you're pretty much set up to play Pearlbrook. Alright, so first let's go over to the sideboard and explain what that's about. You're going to be using your toad ambassadors, or frog ambassadors, to be going to one of these 4 spots, or up here. This is a community spot where many toads can be, and these are spots where only 1 toad can be at a time. The interesting thing about this is, right here, you have to have these stipulations in order to go here. So you have to have 3 different green cards, or 3 green cards to actually go here, but when your toad does, and if it does have a pearl on it, hasn't been flipped over, you gain that pearl. These are very powerful. I'll get to that a little bit here in a second. And again, you'll be doing that for all of them. If you have 2 creature cards, you can put your toad here and get the pearl. And if you're able to actually do the stipulations on the card, it will earn you another pearl, or sometimes more. And that's the main way you can get pearls, is right here. But the other way is if you go to the shawl, and that is you pay 2 of any material and you discard 2 cards. Now that's a hefty price for a pearl, but they do count for victory points, and they also buy these wonders, which you can see are worth quite a bit. So as you're playing the game regular and you're going over here trying to get location and citizen cards and gaining pearls, you can get these wonders here as well, like I said. And it's going to take 1 twig, 1 resin, 1 pebble, 2 pearls, and 2 discards. That is a lot of stuff just to get 10 points, but that is just straight out 10 points. This big guy right here is 3 twigs, 3 resin, 3 pebbles, 3 pearls, and 3 discards. A lot to lose. I did get that in one of my solo plays, but I don't know, it didn't pan out for me. But I have seen where games have been close enough. If you gotten 1 or 2 wonders, it would have made a difference. So you're using pearls mainly to buy them, but if you don't have enough pearls or enough material to buy the wonders, these count as 2 points at the very end of the game, which is pretty nice. Now instead of spending pearls on wonders, you can spend them on these, and normally they only cost 1, and they have 2 different things. So one thing that's going to be an instant, and another thing that's going to score at the very end of the game. So another bit of points that you're going to gather at the end of the game, so that might boost you up and get you the win. And you'll have 2 of these at the start, so you only can play 1 at a time. It does count as an action, but these atonement cards are super powerful, and it's always nice to have that trump card or a spade card in your hand, just in case you are, at a lack of direction. These will give you said direction. So I appreciate these a lot, but essentially that is how you play. It seamlessly fits in with the gameplay Pearlbrook does, and even with the board, as you can see, it looks like it already came this way. It doesn't really add much length to the time, and I think it does boost it up and adds quite a bit of replayability. So without further ado, let me give you my opinion and give this game this expansion a score. Let's go. So that's how you play the expansion Pearlbrook. Now, as always, we're going to give this game a grade. We're going to start off by saying it got an 86 for me. Yes, it is better than Belfair, but that's only because this is a meatier and a beefier expansion, whereas Belfair had all these little tiny amuse-bouches, I will say. This is kind of, I would say, the dessert or the middle course. It has a lot in this package and adds a lot of theme, and I like it quite a bit. Now, can you mesh the 2 together? I would say, yeah, you can add 1 or 2 modules from Belfair and play with Pearlbrook. That's not a big deal. Does it overload the game though? Does it add to the deck, and are you not able to get the combos off like you were by just having Everdell? My experience, I played this about 3 or 4 times by myself and then once with my partner. And there was a few, like I think there was one game where everything just fell apart. I wasn't getting anything that I wanted. The cards weren't matching up. But that only happened once, and only happened to me. Every other time, it seemed to flow pretty well, and it kept the time of the game still about the same. It maybe added maybe 5 minutes, but maybe even, I think, I wrapped up 1 or 2 games faster. When I was battling the rat, I beat him 1 time. Now, when he got the wonders, that really killed me. When I went for the biggest wonder, I thought I could, like, edge out a win by getting those big points, but that wasn't the way to beat the rat. I ultimately beat him by snagging 2 of the wonders in the game, and then building out my tableau and like nabbing a really good pearl card, one of those adornment cards, that's what they were called. I was able to nail him on one of those, and I just eked out a win. So that was super exciting for me. So yes, this plays well with solo, just as challenging and just as gripping with a couple, me and my partner. It played really well. I didn't think it overbloated the game at all. I think it added really well. If you didn't know that this was an expansion, it blends seamlessly into the game. You would just be like, okay, well, Everdell is this game. It has a little port, so you can do this, and you can do the actions in the forest, and maybe you add some Belfair marketing into this game, but that might be too much. Just add, I would say, to some of the forest cards, and definitely the hero powers from Belfair. But this game, more of this expansion, is a win. I think if you want to pick up an expansion, pick this one up first and then get Belfair. As of right now, I haven't played the other one, so the other expansion, so you're gonna have to join me to see what I think then. Though this one, the components are phenomenal. The theme got even better. I think the game even got better for me. The replayability was definitely there. I played it twice in 1 day because I just had to dive in deep. So I recommend this for anyone who has Everdell and wants a little boost to it. You know, because if you want just a little tiny boost, Belfair is it. But if you really want something you can stick your teeth into and get a good bite of awesomeness, well, Pearlbrook's the way to go. Those pearls are just, I love them. So thank you so much everyone for tuning in to today's video. I really do appreciate your support, Starling Games, and your support Vine Nation by clicking like. That would be appreciated. If you're new, click subscribe. If you don't like the video, click dislike and let me know down in the comments why you don't. But until the next time that I see you, I am Dave. I forgot my name. I am Dave, and have a great rest of your day and a great time with all that you play. Join me next time as we continue the Everdell week in the next expansion. So, take care everybody. Bye. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.